King Richard I came to the throne in 1189, and very soon left his throne empty when he set off on the Third Crusade. His wicked brother, Prince John, became ruler of the country in his absence. John was a cruel, merciless man who took from the poor to make money for himself. The poor peasants of Nottingham had a friend in a young man called Robin Hood, who took from the rich and gave to the poor. His identity was unknown until he was betrayed by his steward Warman, who told Prince John that the noble Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, was none other than Robin Hood. Prince John then orders Sir Guy of Gisborne to arrest Robin and seize his holdings at Locksley Hall. On this day, we join Robert Fitzooth at his wedding to Maid Marian, which may not be the joyous occasion the two lovers had hoped for.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here this day to celebrate the love of Earl Robert Fitzooth and Maid Marian. In the years they have been together, we have seen their love grow, and today they come to join their lives together as husband and wife.
Stop everything! There will be no wedding today. I have in my hand a royal edict declaring this man an outlaw. Be it known to all in the name of Prince John, Regent of England, that Robert Fitzooth, known as Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, known also as Robin Hood, for as much as he has aided the king's enemies, broken the king's laws, and is a traitor to the king and to those set by him in authority, that the same Robert Fitzooth is hereby declared outlaw. His lands and goods forfeit, and his person prescribed and banished. In the name of Richard our king and the regent Prince John.
Stay calm, my dear guests. Let not your minds be troubled. I will deal with this interruption. Here and now, Robert Fitzooth, Earl of Huntingdon, ceases to be. Both you and Sheriff have called me Robin Hood, and so you and Prince John himself shall live to fear that name. And not only you, but all those like you shall go in terror as long as Robin Hood reigns in Sherwood Forest, in Sherwood and wherever else wrong may be righted, until King Richard comes home from the crusade, and there is justice once more in this fair land of England. Lady Marian, did you give your love to the Earl of Huntingdon or to plain Robin Hood?
I gave my love neither to the Earl nor to his earldom, but to the man whom I love and whose wife alone I shall be.
So Robert Fitzooth of Huntingdon became Robin Hood of Sherwood Forest. Many joined his band of outlaws. When Robin settled in his new home in Sherwood Forest, he began to go looking for adventure. One of these wanderings abroad resulted in Robin finding one of his most loyal and trusted followers who became his best friend.
Hi-ho, hither walks a man, methinks. Yea, yonder bridge is too narrow for the twain of us to cross. Lest he arrive there first, I'll but wend my step and claim the bridge my own.
Alack-a-day, I see your tricks. Out of my way, little boy, unless you want a donkey in the stream.
Fie upon it, you're tall in truth, but no match for my speed and cat-like reflexes. Get back off this bridge until I have crossed over. If you refuse, I'm sure you will be the one getting done.
I'd break your face in first, then I'd throw you in the water afterwards.
You talk like a plain donkey. If I were to bend my bow, I could send an arrow straight through your proud heart before you could even touch me with your staff.
If I talk like a donkey, you talk like a coward. You stand there well armed with a good long bow, while I only have a staff, and I am well on your reach.
I scorn the name of coward. I will lay aside my weapon and challenge you with a quarterstaff like yours. Stay here until I cut wood in the thicket.
Here I stand, 1 foot on the bridge until you're ready for your cold bath in the stream.
Lo, what a strong staff I have, the very thing for knocking insolent rogues into the water. Let's fight here, on the bridge, so that if one of us goes into the water, there will be no doubt who has won, and the victor may go on without getting wet.
I'd rather not hurt you, but I will. Good fellow, where are you?
Here I am, just putting my shoulder back in the socket. I must confess, you're a fine fellow and a good fighter. Let peace now take its turn and govern our discourse, and I will seldom invite your wrath upon my flesh again. Doo-doo! Where are you walking?
To be honest, I'm in search of a man they call Robin Hood.
Good master, what has happened to you?
This fellow here has just tossed me into yonder stream with his fine staff.
Say good night, tall fellow. No man insults Robin Hood and lives to tell about it.
Robin Hood? Come now, my friend. Do not be afraid of my merrymen. These men protect me and do my bidding. You can join them too if you will shake my hand and swear loyalty to Robin Hood.
Here's my hand, and my heart goes with it. Honest, Robin. My name is John Little, and I promise to serve you faithfully.
Why then, listen, men. This little baby came to us as John Little, but seeing that he is so small, so puny as a babe, we will turn his name around and call him Little John. Now and forever. Long live Little John!
Long live Little John!
Next to join Robin's faithful group in the greenwood was Friar Tuck. Before meeting Robin, Friar Tuck was living in a hermit cell by a river. He ferried people across the river on his boat for a small fee. Robin Hood has just come upon Friar Tuck sitting by the river.
Now then, my fine fellow, come and ferry me over the river.
All in good time, my son, all in good time. He could have swum across the river if he weren't so lazy, and the wedding would have done him good. But I am a righteous man who is vowed to serve others. Now then, let me see how much money you have.
Surely, good friar, you would not rob me.
No, I only ask for money for the poor.
No man should be forced to give to the poor unless he wants.
But my job as a priest is to encourage you to give to the poor, and I will do this wherever I have to.
Okay then, come search me. For that you shall carry me across the river once more on your back. And don't expect to get any money for it. If you even ask, all you'll get is a broken head.
A fair bargain.
What say you we call a truce? Would you shake my hand? I have never met a holy man who is as skilled with the quarterstaff as you are. Let us make peace and rest well in your home, where you will surely be able to feed poor wanderers such as me.
Here we are in my simple dwelling. I'm sorry to say I have very little food here. Just a small bowl of peas and some water. You're welcome to both. I generally have water first and then peas, though sometimes I put the peas in the water.
It seems, holy brother, that a few peas and a jug of water will fatten you up quite well. It surely is a miracle that a man that lives upon a handful of peas is so round and so strong of fiber as you are. Perhaps you could find something a little richer to dine on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I do have a penny. I wonder if a whole penny might change your mind.
A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. You have judged right well. Food I have plenty for those that are willing to add shine to the table. If your penny bites silver, then your plate will be shoveled high. Tell me, decent forester, what is your name?
Tell me yours first.
I am only a simple priest, and my name is Friar Tuck.
I go by several names. You can call me Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood, the fastest bow show south of the Humber?
The very same.
Ah, indeed. I have heard that you live well in the forest. You need a priest there, and I am the priest you need.
So Friar Tuck joined Robin Hood in Sherwood Forest and became one of the merriest of all men present there. It is even said that his contagious happiness sparked an outbreak of merriment in the village south of Sherwood Forest. Meanwhile, as Robin's group of merry people continued to grow, Marian was determined to join them in Sherwood. So long as she remained living in her father's castle, she was under his power, which meant he could decide whom she would marry. Sir Guy was aware of this and wanted Marian for his own, so he decides to visit the castle and try to influence her father through flattery.
What Marian needs is a husband. Yes, a husband would be the best solution for her and her silly ideas of joining Robin Hood in Sherwood Forest, and I could be just that husband.
I will have no man of your choosing, father, unless he is my choice also, and my choice is and will always be the great Robin Hood.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving. Don't leave the torchlight for me. I'll be in Sherwood.
You will do no such thing.
Watch me.
I will have up the drawbridge. Raise the drawbridge.
Aye, sir, right away.
Then I will swim in the moat. Maybelle, bring me my swimsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will secure the gates. Jasper, go lock the gates.
Be back in a jiffy. Then I will leap from the castle wall. Shelley, bring me several pillows and a first aid kit.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will lock you in your room. Sal, bring me a padlock.
Padlock right away, sir.
Then I will shred the curtains and escape through the window. Maybelle, bring me my sewing kit.
Yes, my lady.
Then I will lock you in the tower. The only light you will see is through the keyhole. Sean, go throw some fresh hay in the tower dungeon. Marian just made reservations for one.
Yes, sir.
Then I will find some other way of escape. Father, if you let me go freely, I'll return to you. But if you lock me up, I'll never come back.
I can see you won't be swerved from your end. You are quite a puzzle to me, dear daughter, but my blessing is upon you.
So Marian left her father's castle and went to live in the forest with Robin Hood. Yet Sir Guy did not desist from his plans to marry her. Meanwhile, hearing that Prince John was at Nottingham, Robin Hood decides to walk near the edge of Sherwood disguised as a forest ranger. He hoped to meet some traveler and learn of Prince John's intentions. As he strolled along the road, he met a young man dressed in forest attire who wore a sword at his side.
How now, good fellow? What news is there today in the good city of Nottingham? I mind my own business, and the news is that Prince John has come to put down the outlaws in the forest.
About time, too. And what do you, my fine fellow, with that sword?
I mind my own business, and with the other wanderers in Sherwood did likewise.
My business is with the like such as you. Tell me your name, or else my sword will force it from you.
Two can play at that game.
Hold your hand, good fellow. You fight too well to be wasted like this. Come throw in your lot with Robin Hood and be one of his merry men.
Are you Robin Hood?
Robin Hood I am, no other.
Oh, Robin, do you not know me?
Marian, and I wanted you, yet knew you not. Come away with me to Sherwood. Oh, my men, welcome their new queen, Maid Marian of Sherwood Forest.
So Marian moved to Sherwood Forest. Sir Guy was jealous and wanted to capture Robin Hood. By doing so, he would win favor with Prince John and eliminate his rival for Marian's hand in marriage. But it would be some time before Prince John would show his face again. However, we soon meet another villain, shape-shifting witch Mother Maudlin, who disguised herself as Maid Marian.
Oh, fair Marian, how are you?
I'm blessed beyond measure in your presence.
Your happiness is my fulfillment. And so, how have you passed this glorious day?
Never has a hunting trip seen such a success in this day. One sharp round down, a long shot in my Earl's heart.
Truly tonight's feast will be memorable, thanks to your archery skills.
I would think so. For Robin, a shadow fell upon us we were hunting. A raven sat on a tree over our heads and croaked sadly. The shepherd Caroline swore like no ordinary bird. But Mother Maudlin, the witch of Paperwork, who is said to be a shapeshifter,
Carolyn later saw Maudlin and said she cursed him, promising that terrible things would happen to anyone who was at Robin's feast.
Is it paperwork or paperwork?
I say paperwork.
Well, John said it was paperwork.
How does Switch say it?
I've never talked to him.
So Marian left their friend to wash her hands in the stream. When she came back, she looked rather strange, staring at people with furrowed brow and vacant eyes. Everything she said was followed by a wicked cackle.
Marian, you look odd. What happened down by the creek?
I feel fine. I feel like 10 pennies. I thought you should watch it, Tony.
All right. Well, let us call our friends to the feast.
Friends, they shall not be summoned this year. It is too good for such rough country people. A starved sheep cart be good enough for them. Scarlet, take dear my mom. She is such a wise woman.
Marian, what are you saying?
I shop dear and with whoever I want to. Robbing your irksome and tired friends. I think we should take some space so I can go make my potions and them new curses.
So you can go do what?
I mean to go my devotions reading the verses.
I'm confused. Marian is acting crazy. I think I better go speak with her.
Hello, my love. Forgive me for staying away from you for so long.
Now you dare to call me your love? After you declared that our guests weren't fit to eat the deer you shot? And after you sent them to meet some other Moblin?
What do you mean? I do no such thing. Either you're joking or been deceived.
What has happened? Could it be? But no. But maybe. But I couldn't.
What is it?
I kind of Marian sent me a deer. Marian did. Oh dear for poor old Maudlin. The fattest deer I ever saw. Oh, such happiness for a poor old woman. I should be crazy with joy.
Surely, good mother, there is some mistake. If I am to give such an order, some madness must come upon me.
Do you dare take back the gift you've given to me?
No, Mom, I'm giving the gift. It belongs to our friends, the shepherds and the shepherdesses.
He. You and your feast are cursed. Cursed, I say, cursed. The spit stands still and no joints turn. Before the fire, but let it burn. Both sides and haunches till the whole converted be into one coal. The stinking drops the interin. Your filthy cook and swell skin. The pain we call the gout begin to prick and itch from toe to shin. To cramp the cook in every limb. Before you dine, all this on him. Here's a mess. Poor Reynolds, the cook, has gotten sick all of a sudden. He's so aches and pains, cannot stand, cannot move, and worst of all, he cannot cook.
She is indeed a witch. I believe she can change herself into any shape as you told me, Marian. Sweet Marian, forgive me for doubting you. You, good friar, go and cook our dinner. It would be a pity to spoil it.
By the mass, that would be the greatest pity of all. Let us hurry to sit and eat our dinner.
And I'm off to get that witch. Come on, men.
So Robin and his men went to visit Maudlin's hovel. But when they got there, it was not Maudlin who met them at the door.
Marian, you run faster than I do. And yet,
Leave Maudlin in peace, Robin. They say she's a witch, but that's false. It's only she is far wiser than other women. I beg you, if you love me, do not kiss her any farther, for she is my dear friend.
come closer, Marian, so I can get a good look at you. You look odd. And what's that belt around your waist? I've never seen it before. Where'd you get it?
Ah!
So you made yourself look like Maid Marian by wearing this charm belt. It all comes square now. Mother Maudlin, there is no place for someone like you in Sheridan Forest or in Paperwood. You have 5 minutes to disappear. And if you ever cross my path again, I will shoot you.
So Maudlin was banished from Sherwood forever. The men and all the shepherds had a grand feast, prepared and greatly enjoyed by Friar Tuck. We now return to the legend surrounding Sir Guy's pursuit of Maid Marian. Guy and his soldiers surprised Marian and Robin one night and attacked them without mercy. After fighting with Sir Guy, Marian outmaneuvered Guy and pinned him to the floor with her sword at his neck.
Surrender and command your men to drop their weapons on slave here and now.
Mercy, good sir. Put down your swords, men. You're beaten.
Husband, I believe in this.
Marion, I've always been your mercy. It is my love for you that has made me try so hard and so often to keep you from wrong.
Sir Guy, you have threatened the life of my Lord Robin Hood many times, and that is a threat to my life as well, because I cannot go on living without Robin. You know I'd rather die than that.
Let me strike off his head. We have been troubled by this false knight all too long. If he lives, our friends will continue to be in danger.
Not so. Sir Guy, you will swear by an oath not to seek vengeance on these good friends of ours who have helped us, or not to pursue Robin Hood or me ever again. If you agree to these terms, you shall live.
And if you break this oath, I will have no more mercy on you.
I swear to abide by these terms, by my honor of knighthood and by my hope of salvation.
To Marion, making Sir Guy promise to stop his efforts to kill Robin Hood and then letting him go freely seemed like the best plan. The only thing they had not encountered for was Sir Guy breaking his promise, and that's precisely what happened. Sir Guy, dressed as a forester, walked through Sherwood Forest. He wanted to get close to Robin Hood and then kill him by surprise.
Good morrow, good fellow. Though I don't recognize you as a local forester, I can tell from your fine bow that you are an archer, and a good one too.
Yes, an archer. An archer from Pendle Forest, but a stranger in this glade. I'm questing for a man named Robin Hood, who I can join the band of merry men.
Come then, and I'll easily guide you to Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, your life is now over.
Sir Guy, you are a coward and a traitor. Will you not meet me fairly man to man and sword to sword? There is no shame in that. I am nobly born as yourself, and you know it. To shoot an unarmed man is cowardly and shameful.
When Robert of Locksley became Robin Hood of Sherwood Forest, he became an outlaw. And in a little while, I shall wind my horn, and the sheriff will now know that Robin Hood is now dead. And by then, half your followers will be dead, and the prisoners also. But if you surrender to me now, I promise you God will deny from him.
Then I choose an arrow in Sherwood, if you can plant one in my heart. This is indeed the last round, but now the combat is even, and may God defend the right. There lies a false and dishonored man, but in his death he may yet do good.
While Robin Hood is busy with Sir Guy, the Sheriff of Nottingham has captured Little John and is now awaiting the sound of Sir Guy's horn, announcing the end of Robin Hood. Robin Hood, dressed in Sir Guy's clothes, pretended he was Sir Guy. By doing this, he was able to approach the sheriff and get very close to him. He kept his hood lowered so his face was hard to see.
Did you hear that? Listen, that's Guy's horn. That means he killed Robin Hood. That's the best news I've heard all day. Ah, the man of the hour. Guy, you deserve a reward, and I will give you whatever you want.
I ask no reward, for I have always hated this man whose head I bring you here. His death is reward enough. But if you'd like to do me a favor, I ask this. Let me have the honor of killing this man, Little John, just as I have killed his master.
A crazy choice to make when you could have had gold as a reward, but I will grant your wish. There lies Little John. He is yours to kill.
It is I, Robin Hood. If we have to die, we will at least go down fighting. We will never surrender willingly to this sheriff.
Robin Hood, or is it the devil? Kill him!
Robin Hood and Little John fight bravely, but they are overwhelmed at having to fight so many of the sheriff's men. Suddenly, a knight wearing black armor enters the battle from out of nowhere, swinging an axe.
What? So many men and only two? Back, you wolves!
And the Black Knight thundered off after the sheriff and his men as they ran for their lives. Who was this Black Knight?
Prince John continued to send his followers after Robin Hood to kill him, even after the death of Sir Guy. Finally, he took matters into his own hands and went to Sherwood Forest to capture Marion when he knew Robin Hood was not there.
So here the tiger's in her den. At last, Marion, after all of these years, we meet again, and not depart so quickly as last time. Come, you could not escape. Robin Hood will not save you. I made sure he was busy before I came.
Back you all, beast. Prince or no prince, this sword is between us, and I can use that as well as any man could to defend myself until Robin's house.
Quickly, catch her, you fools. Curse you for your slowness. Now we have her. Come quickly, my pretty, else we'll have that dog Robin Hood barking at our heels.
At this point, an arrow flies through the air, hitting Prince John between the thumb and forefinger, cutting him to the bone. Had Robin Hood not just nearly run a mile, the arrow would have destroyed John's hand, and he would have had trouble signing the Magna Carta.
Prince John, you must be tired of fighting women. Come fight me instead.
Prince John is defeated by the merry men and taken to a cave just as a religious pilgrim arrives. Does this pilgrim look familiar? Does he favor the Black Knight?
You live well here, friend Robin Hood, on the king's deer.
We do eat the king's deer for our meat, but I don't believe that we break a law that is fair. They call me the poor man's friend, for I take from the rich to give to the poor, but I have never taken from anyone who is honest or worthy. Come now, you may be thieves, but we're thieves of honor. You do not dishonor yourself by sharing a meal with us. That is unless you shrink from eating the king's deer.
Shrink? Well, I feel as if it were my own, and I'm as hungry as if I walked all the way home from Jerusalem.
Then come and drink thus to King Richard and his speedy return.
You drink to the king's return, even though you're outlaws?
We owe it to the king, for after all, our meal is borrowed from him. But we have never forgotten that while we live merrily in Sherwood, we owe allegiance to our king, and we always raise a toast to him. Outlaws the king!
The king in his return from the Crusades!
After the meal has been eaten and the toasts have been drunk, Robin Hood remembers he has a prisoner.
I am reminded that I have a prisoner, one who attacks women when no one is around to protect them. Bring him before us, Little John.
Richard, King Richard, my brother, has come back to punish me.
Untie him, now, go swiftly and sin no more.
Pardon my liege.
Stand up again, stand up, my friends. I freely pardon you and all who are here. Robin, you have made a name for yourself. I have heard you spoken throughout England as a friend to the poor. I also know that you and Lady Marion have agreed not to get married until I, the king, has returned. Is this true?
It is my liege.
Well, here and now I give her to you.
Robin Hood and Maid Marian are married there in Sherwood Forest with King Richard to give the bride away. Then they marched to Nottingham in triumph. As they came into Nottingham, the plowman left his plow in the field, the blacksmith left his iron on his anvil, and the aged and sick rose from their beds and hobbled to their doors to cheer for King Richard. King Richard and Robin Hood!
King Richard and Robin Hood!